It's July 24th in my garden, and I wanted to share this walkthrough I did. Really did it the other day, but I thought it showed a lot of things that all of us will encounter at some point in our landscaping lives. There's a number of things that need to happen in this one little section of my yard, and I just wanted to walk through and tell you what it is I found that I need to do work on today before I get going on it. So this is a common plant that I like to use under the canopy of trees. This is Spiraea Anthony Waterer. There is a video on how to deadhead this plant, and that's what it needs. It needs deadheading. It's done its big bloom cycle in June, May and June, and now it needs to be deadheaded. Right next to it on this side is butterfly bush, and again there is a video on how to deadhead this. So there's two deadheadings on butterfly bush. One is the summer deadheading, where truly all you're doing is cutting off the dead flowers, and then there is a winter deadheading or maintenance, where you cut it back more severely to encourage new growth. So this is July. This just finished blooming its best 1 or 2 weeks ago, and as you can see, a lot of dead flowers here. So I'm going to come in today. That will probably take me about 10 minutes to deadhead that plant. These over here, these Spirea, that's probably another 10 or 15 minutes to deadhead those. And then down here are carpet roses. This is White Meidland Groundcover carpet rose. It's already done its second bloom. You can see that the deadheads on this are not as profuse as sometimes you might see, and that's because this is already its second cycle finished up. You see some sporadic blooms. What I like to do here is I will cut those remaining blooms that are still white and take them in, put them in a vase, and then that way I can totally clean the plant up. I've got this nasty little clover-like weed here that's really, it's been a pain for about a year now, and it just keeps getting worse, and to my fault, I'm not staying ahead of it. You see this? It's got some black, these are the seeds. See that little black bit? Those seeds are what's on my fingertip there, and that's the next crop. So my bad, I got behind this thing, and now it will just keep coming back until I get them early enough to where the seeds don't germinate and start the next round. And then the last thing here, a couple of things. This plant in the back is Lavaterra bicolor. I have a problem spot on this side of my planting area. I pulled the soil out of here. I've done a number of things, and I'm not really clear what does it, but hardly anything will grow in this area. You see these little guys that I planted. Those are only about a month and a half old, and 2 out of the 3 are dead. And then back there, the Lavaterra has never looked quite right, although it's about 5 or 6 years old. And that's just part of landscaping. Sometimes you get bad soil areas, or just affected in ways that are hard to figure out, and that's one of the beauties and one of the frustrating parts of having a landscape, is you can't always figure out every area as well as you would like to. So that's July 24th in my garden. Take a look around, see what your garden needs right now, and try and stay on top of it so it looks its best. Alright, well I've taken the time to go in and clean up this area. As you can see, the Spirea are deadheaded. The ground cover roses are deadheaded as well and cleaned up. Got the mess out of there. The weeds that you saw earlier, I got rid of. I think I mentioned it, but I watered this area really well yesterday afternoon and then in the morning again, just to make the weeding a lot easier that way. So a good idea, if you know ahead of time you're going to be weeding or working your soil, get in there and get it moist for you just to make your job easier. And then there's butterfly bush. Been deadheaded. Still not the most beautiful plant in my yard, but it looks a lot better than it did. And that's that piece of my yard all cleaned up. All said and done, I'd say I spent an hour to an hour and a half. The weeding was really pretty brutal, but that looks a lot better, and I am done with that part of my yard for quite a fefew months, I would say. Those Meidland Groundcover roses will need some deadheading again later in the summer, but other than that, that part of my yard looks a lot better, and that's the maintenance on that part of my yard. Enjoy.